Hey guys, good evening everyone. Today is June 24th, 2020. Welcome to our daily stock market insights where we review your requested stocks. Okay, and this is part one. So hopefully you guys could also watch this, and if there are stocks that I may have not included and are part of your portfolio, feel free to drop a comment so I can prioritize them in the part two of our video tonight. But this one is part one. Okay, so I prioritized your requests from yesterday as well as this morning. Okay, and before we begin, if this is your first time to watch, go ahead and hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're always updated whenever we have new videos, and that happens every single day. For now, let's talk about the index. Index is showing some signs of weakness here. Part of the body in today's candlestick is already much lower than the MA20 line, so that could just be a slight overshoot at the support level. So let's just still observe. Hopefully, it doesn't break the current support area. Okay, it's because that could just still be a slight overshoot, but um, with the volume of the foreign selling that happened today, so I'm just not 100% sure that could mean more retracement. Okay, so let's just provision the area where it could possibly drop in case it continues to decline. Okay, that would be around 5,951 level because I see a resistance here previously. Okay, so now let's hop into your stocks. MRSGI. MRSGI is sitting at the possible support. Okay, um, we ended with a green candlestick today. However, I still would like to plot this level as your support area, which is very near your MA20 line. So you can also consider the MA20 exact area to be part of the support because it's an area to begin with. For now, I think this is already a sign of recovery, although we don't have, you see the volume right here. It's just starting to pick up, but not that much yet. One thing good that happened today is 1.41 million worth of foreign buying. So foreign investors are starting to show interest in this stock. So that's a good sign. If you want to start accumulating, the nearer you are to the 1.63 level, the better. Still good. Look at that. Still a cheap level for this stock. GTCAP. GTCAP over here. I'd still stick I still would like to stick to the MA20 line as our support area. It might drop up to that level before it continues to recover. Okay, so we're still in the 55, 54 level in our MA20 in our RSI, so that's still a mid-range. I have a feeling if it will touch most likely around 448, it could also, this area could also mean a new support level for this stock. However, um, just in case, there's still an area here that it could potentially use for, you know, just to fill that gap. There used to be a resistance over here. So 448, use that as your possible support. 448.63. And when it recovers, there is a resistance area very near that. Okay, so it has to challenge and get through that area first before we can say it's an official bounce or it's a change in direction. For now, these are the key areas of focus to take note of. This being a support and 503 being a resistance. SSP. Oh, not a good sign. Look at that. It broke the MA20 line. Okay, so we could have some more declines. So if you are already profitable, look at this from the 55 cents area, it has climbed significantly and has already reached this resistance level. So it is retracing, and understandably, because it has already climbed that much. And where could it possibly drop? I see this level as the next area, 1.23 as the next possible support. I'm not saying it won't break that, but that's the first area. If it drops some more, then of course let's just touch base again. I'm seeing another area here. If it drops further down, that's the next support level. But for now, 1.23 has to be challenged first. Hopefully it bounces right there and just continue moving higher. So far, yeah, for long-term investors, that's still okay. But I'd suggest, even if you're a long-term investor, it also pays to know technical analysis. At least you could maximize your potential gain by entering at a support area or at a level where it's cheaper. And when you know that there is a possibility that it could drop, wait for it to drop first before you enter. RCI. Oh no, same, almost the same pattern as what we had in the previous stock. Um, it has climbed significantly and it's now retracing. So most likely it'll drop some more. We're still outside of the lower Bollinger Band there. So it might go downwards. 1.51 is the next area I'm looking at, or 1.54. That's the next level that I'm looking at for a possible area of bounce. And then there's another one nearby, which is around 1.46. 1.46. That one, because I see this. This used to be a resistance. This used to be a support. Now this one as well used to be a support. So if it drops, it will challenge 1.54 as a possible area of bounce. If that gets broken, then next would be 1.46. Actually, the area where it is at right now could also mean a possible support there. Let us see. Look at this. There used to be a consolidation that happened here as well. So who knows? There could be some stabilization around that line. So 159, 154, and 146. But between this moving higher, I see it more um, on the bearish side. It has to rest. At least that's healthier. It has to rest first. And so if you have more buying power, catch it at the area where it will potentially bounce. SSP. SSI. Okay, so earlier was SSP. This one is SSI. Okay. For SSI, we're still doing sideways here. As you can see, you can even do a Darvas box. Because the pattern I'm looking at is it's just moving within this range right now. So if you want, you can enter at this level, this being the support and then this being the resistance. Overall, your MA20 line is still holding. Just in case it breaks that, next possible drop would be around 1.05. Okay, the reason why I'm plotting the resistance right over here is because I see this, although there could also be another resistance right at this level, 1.36, because within that there are two occasions when this level was hit and then there was a rejection that happened. So if you want to be more conservative, you can even plot up to this level only. There you have it. Okay, so this being the support, this being the resistance. So find your entry. The nearer you are, again, the nearer you are to the support, the better. That's when you enter, and then exit by the resistance if you see some signs of weakness. Like this one, for example, you're here at the resistance, and then the red candlestick came, then that was your confirmation that there is a sign of weakness there. SHLPH. As for SHLPH, we're also sitting at a possible support. There's a slight overshoot, but that's an area, looking at the historical performance here, that is actually the area where it bounced. That was your support level. You see this one as well. This used to be your resistance right here, so it's just touching that. But even though we see that that's already a support area, I recommend that when you enter, wait for a green candlestick to come out first, like this one, right? We know that this is a support. It has been sitting on that area for 3 days already, but the best time to enter is when you see that green candlestick coming out. That validates the area being a support. See what happened next. There was a significant increase in the price. Same thing here. It's already cheap, but wait for a green candlestick to come out. That will serve as your validation that you now have a bounce. Overall, where are we at? Look at that. Very, very cheap for SHLPH. Okay, there. Look. Amazing. So it takes really long patience, guys. If you want to survive and stay long in the market as a trader or an investor, prepare for a very boring day, because not every day you should take action. Most of the time, 80 or 90% of the time, you're just doing nothing. So better use that use that to watch our videos here or to study the charts. Next would be Ali. As for Ali, Ali is not giving us a good story today. Look at that. We broke out, or there was a breakdown in the price because MA20 line was broken here. So, but let us see, because based on what I have observed in the previous, patterns, whenever you see a dramatic increase or decrease in a price, normally there's a rebound that happens the next day. So who knows? And besides, this could also act as your support, because I see consolidation that happened right here. This used to be your resistance and resistance here. So who knows? There could be a stabilization that will happen in that area. So don't do anything yet. Let's wait for that green candlestick to come out first, and then we can say, okay, that's the bounce. Otherwise, if it continues to drop, this is the next one. 30.81 would be the next possible drop there, or 30.94. The next one is BDO. BDO still doing, some stabilization right there. It's slightly lower than the MA20 line, but this already had an overshoot, which for me is acting as a support level. And it's just retesting that support and strengthening that support level before it continues to move higher. But overall, this is a stock that really is worth keeping for a long time. It has dropped, I think, around 70%. Now 47%, and it now recovered. It's now down to 37% negative. So just accumulate volume here. So far, we're seeing 98.73 as an area of support. If it drops worse, it could be 86. But definitely, I see this doing sideways first before it continues to recover. ACEPH. ACEPH. Look at that. I don't like it because check this out. Part of the body is already crossing the MA20 line, so we might even drop. So just prepare. Worst case scenario, it will drop up to 2.14. And once we go near that, let us check how your RSI is looking or is behaving. For now, that's your next possible drop. The reason why I said that is I don't like this part of the body is already crossing that level. So that's a sign of weakness with also foreign selling that happened today. This used to be your resistance over here, so it might really drop. Let's take a look at the weekly chart and see how it is really panning out. Okay, so it looks like in the weekly chart, we're just the area where I plotted it is a possible support indeed, because that's your MA20 line. It might go back to that level and push the price higher. MWIDE, good job to those people who entered MWIDE. I was reading your comments, guys, and very good story today. 14.22, and as you know, um, in this market, in the Philippine market, whenever you have this kind of increase in price, some people might take profit. And I'd say if the market gives you a chance to haggle for just a few pesos, then go ahead, or cents, few cents, go ahead and do that. However, I really have no control because it looks like there's really good volume today. There's good volume today. It's paired by a very good volume here. So just in case it gives you a chance and it drops around 7.18, go ahead and take advantage of that. For me, I feel that there will be some more potential for this stock to move higher. Okay, so big possibility to move higher. Next area to challenge, which is very near, but if you have good volume, it's really easy to break this resistance over here. Okay, so take advantage of that. 7.18 is the area. Hopefully, you know what's interesting? Maybe we can, if we have a gap up, if a gap up happens and it starts, let's say 8.12 or higher, then that's a much better story, because you will now have a brand new wave moving higher. Okay, so my 2 cents, if it declines, 7.18 would be a good entry price, or if it does break out of the 8.12, that's also a good story because you now have more bullish sentiment moving higher. Mac is also giving us a good sign, almost the same story as what we had it with MWIDE. I feel that there is, look at this, it maximized the candlestick, right? It went all the way up there. So I have a feeling again that this might also give us a gap up tomorrow. Okay, so if it gaps up, the next possible resistance to beat here is this level. Okay, if it gaps up, 8.85 has to be surpassed or broken. Then we can have some more bullish movements. There you have it. Okay. But just in case people will take profit, just haggle anywhere between 6.12 and 7.10. Take advantage of that. Very promising candlestick today. Home. As for home, okay, be extra careful with home. You already reached your resistance at this level, and this is the sign of weakness that I have been mentioning. Okay, when a stock is moving up, and if you want to lock in some profit at the resistance area, the moment you see a sign of weakness, that's when you lock in some profit, probably sell part of your position. So this is that situation. I'm seeing that. So if you want, hopefully you already took some profit there, but if it retraces, which for me that's my sentiment at the moment, it will move downwards again, but there's a support as well very near the area, which is at 6.84. Also, that is your MA20 line. Therefore, I trust that area will also be a possible bounce area. 6.84 east west. East-west. Okay, still red. So where did I plot this last night? I think here. So I still would like to stick to that. That's still your support level, very near your MA20 line. So there's a possibility that it will drop some more. Up to here, that would be your threshold. This is your threshold from here to here. Okay, so that's an area. So I not even wish, but that's just what I see. It might move downwards some more, but not that much anymore because there's an MA20 line very near. FLI. FLI doing sideways, and look at the body of the candlestick as we go near the MA20, which is your support area. You now have a doji. Okay, so guys, I have a strong feeling something good is going to happen tomorrow. Um, just prepare, find your entry because I feel positive there might be a possible bounce by tomorrow. Reason being is this is your area of resistance. This is a support level, which is your MA20 line, and for several days we've just moved within this range. It's probably just gaining that some momentum before it goes higher again, right? So put this in your watch list. EEI. EEI is also doing sideways here, slight overshoot in your MA20 line, but I trust that this area is still a support level considering the performance of this stock previously. You had this line over here acting as a support. Each time that price level gets hit, there's a bounce that's happening there. Okay, and I think it'll also respect that. And still we're very near your MA20 line, so use 5.03 as your possible support. Okay, so far let us see where are we in the overall grand scheme of things. We're very cheap. Look at that. So I think that statement is for our investors. You're still at a cheap level. Okay. All right, there you have it. That's part one of our daily stock market insights today. If you have some more requests, feel free to drop a comment. This is just uh, this is the theme of our channel. So if you like this kind of theme, let me know. And yeah, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're always updated. In the meantime, have a great evening, everyone. Bye bye for now.